What's up, good people? Welcome back to my channel. I'm very happy to have you on here for yet another one. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Google Career Certificate for sponsoring a portion of this video. Now guys, it is 1 month to the end of the year, and as much as you might be tempted to just chill and let the year end, the next 30 days are very crucial. You're not doing yourself a favor by letting the year just pass you by and just waiting for the next 30 days to go by. We've done that for so many years. And, we have quite a number of, regrets to show for that. So in today's episode, I really just want to talk to you about how to reset your year. Yes, even if it is just for the next 30 days, and how to actually finish the year strong in the next 1 month and still be able to achieve some of the objectives that you had set for yourself. So please get yourself a notebook, a cup of coffee, etc. It's gonna be an interesting conversation, but I'm very excited to talk to you about how you can finish strong. So one of the ways in which I plan on resetting my year and just recalibrating so that I can finish the year strong is reflecting on what my initial goals for the year were. Yes, even if it sounds like such a funny thing right now, because a lot of people actually just laugh at themselves, and I do the same, because we start the year so strong. Like by January, February, you have such strong goals, you're driven, you have a certain level of motivation. And then it gets to a point where, like, by the time it's mid-year, you forgot all about them. You started actually realizing how unrealistic they feel or how they seem. And you pretty much just ended up giving up on that whole experience of you actually achieving your goals. So the first step to actually resetting is actually going back and trying to remember and to list down when 2023 started, now that it's almost coming to an end, what did you promise yourself? What did you say you were going to do? Whether it's about your finances, your debt situation, your own personal development, your healing, whatever goals you had set for yourself, remember what those are. Not so that you can feel bad, but so that you can actually evaluate what went wrong. One of the most powerful things that any adult can do, and something that I really love, as you guys know, I'm very big on reviews. And every quarter I sit down to review. It's not because I'm obsessing about it, but because I always feel like the best kind of course correction to do is the one that you yourself, you've actually initiated. So I would reflect on my past, rather what my initial goals for the year are, and actually try to identify for each of those goals what actually went wrong, because you can't fix what you do not know. So as you're doing your reflection, you can probably end up realizing that, okay, one of my, the reasons why I wasn't able to achieve this goal or the other was because I did not financially plan, because so many of us start the year with crazy audacious goals, which is a good thing, but we never go an extra mile to ask ourselves, where's the money coming from? Yes, I want to go back to school. Yes, I want to make more money, get out of debt, but you've not quite gone to the nitty-gritties of it to figure out where the money is coming from. So you leave that to chance, and obviously, as long as you did not figure out where the money is gonna come from, you will eventually just end up not achieving it. Maybe for you it was procrastination is what went wrong. You kept saying, I'll do it in February. January was for chilling and deciding, testing the mood for the year. And then you were like, oh, I'll try it the second quarter of the year. Like, you kept pushing it until you were not able to achieve it. For some of us, it is just an indiscipline issue. Holding yourself accountable and actually being disciplined and doing what you said you were going to do. And that's something most of us struggle with. Like, very few people are able to actually make promises to themselves and be able to see those things through. Or maybe some actual legitimate challenges occurred. You lost your job. something major or traumatic happened to you, identify what went wrong and where. Okay? Once you've been able to do that, you're now able to actually reset for the year. Because if you realize that it is procrastination, then I'll talk to you about how to now reset that. If you realize that it was probably a lack of discipline or willpower issue, then we can talk about how to reset that. If you realize that the problem was probably, lack of better financial planning, then you know what to reset. So the first step is actually reflecting on what the goals are, especially the ones that you did not achieve. But don't leave it there. Don't just feel bad that you didn't achieve your 2023 goals. Go an extra mile to actually find out why you did not achieve these goals. What went wrong? Just being accountable to yourself. What went wrong? If you can actually be honest about what went wrong, you would be surprised that course correcting that one thing, even for the next 1 month, can be fundamental for you. The second step to resetting your year so that you can actually finish strong, and this can sound very controversial, but I'll tell you it works. It's don't set a big goal. I mean, the year is it's over. We just have 1 month left. As opposed to setting a big goal, decide on specific habit changes that you can focus on for the next 30 days. All right? So we have a rule called the 21-90 rule. And this rule states that it takes 21 days to change or to form a habit and another 90 days to make it a permanent lifestyle change. So till the end of the year, we have more than 21 days. So if you're able to actually focus for the next 21 days to make some specific, simple, baby step-like habit changes, guys, it's gonna change your life. And I'll give you like an example. One of the things that I decided, like something very small and it's not like it's gonna make you money per se, but like one of the changes that I decided when this year started that I have actually been consistent. Actually, when last year was coming to an end, I took a break from work from around 15th December last year. And while there's that challenge of just wanting to kind of like chill and wait for the year to end, I decided, because I'd done very badly in terms of my physical health and my physical wellness last year. And one of the things that I kept saying and I failed terribly like last year was moving my physical body and just kind of like becoming someone who's very intentional about exercise and all that. So the year, once I wrapped up work around 15th December, I decided I don't care even if the year is ending. For the next days up until Christmas holidays and the gym closes, I'm actually going to start going to the gym consistently every day at 4 p.m. And I actually started on the 16th of December. And I literally went on and on and on and on all the way until 23rd of December. And then immediately after Christmas holidays and vacation on the 2nd, I was back. And one of the things that has blown my mind, because I've always wanted to like work out. I do struggle with arthritis issues. So I have, to manage pain and joint issues and all of that. And one of the things my doctor kept telling me is that if you could just find a way to move, it's gonna get better. But then I never could master for the life of me being consistent in terms of like working out and exercise and all that. But like the moment I decided, you know what, I'm not gonna set a whole big goal for losing kgs or working out 7 days. Like I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do 30 minutes every day and I'll actually like commit for the next 21 to 30 days. And let me tell you guys, since then I have actually been consistent for the entire 2023. I think I actually did believe that, because especially January, February and March, I really went hard and I was going every day. Of course, something sustainable. So not quite every day, but like Monday to Thursday. And then I rest Friday to Sunday. So that means I'll either take a walk those days or maybe do some yoga, but like actually going to the gym, that has been Monday to Thursday. And I've been quite consistent in it. What am I saying? One of the things I wish people understood is that your daily habits become your destiny. I want to say that again. Your daily habits, what you do on a daily basis. What do you do when you wake up? How do you structure your morning? How are your days? How are your evenings? What are some of the things you do every day? That becomes your destiny. Your destiny is not what you write in your journal only. Your destiny is not what you just envision. Yes, you can envision all of those things. But if today your daily habits are not reflecting that goal or that person that you want to become, you're never going to get there. And this is one of the reasons why instead of setting big, audacious goals, I became a baby steps kind of person. Simple things like I'm going to buy a 1 liter water bottle so that I can actually drink more water. Like simple baby steps like I'm going to do 1 hour every week of reading or 2 hours every week of reading. Or I'm going to start this course and give myself like 60 days to actually complete it. As opposed to setting big, crazy, audacious goals. Like I'm going to be debt free in the next 4 months. Just setting a goal, something as small as I'm actually going to, let's say, clear 5,000 of debt in the next 2 months. Like baby steps kind of a thing. If you are actually able to identify for the next 30 days, a habit change, whether it's 1 or 2, manageable number of habit changes that you can focus on. You can decide that this last month of the year, you're actually going to work on your morning routine and wake up early as opposed to sleeping your life away. You can decide that I've actually never tracked my expenses, but for the next 30 days, I'm actually going to get a tracking app and track every expense for every day. Or you can say, I've never done a habit of keeping my receipts and finding out where my money goes. Just a habit change. Maybe deciding that I'm going to do less screen time or less hours on Instagram and instead replace that with this course or this book. Just make 1 or 2 or 3 habit changes for the month of December. Okay? And that, my dear friends, I guarantee you is actually going to help you with that reset process. Because why are we resetting? We are resetting so that we can actually hit the ground running in 2024. Because most of us waste the first month of the year just trying to recalibrate and just figure out what we want. But imagine if you started the process in December to actually just catch yourself. Take charge of your life instead of admiring other people's success. Taking charge of your own success because you have it in you to become the best version of yourself. Try and do that. If you can actually be able to identify a habit change as opposed to setting big audacious goals, it's really, really going to help you reset and help you to finish the year strong. So we have spoken about reflecting on what your goals are and really like actually identifying what went wrong, and then now taking those insights from what went wrong to kind of like establish a couple of habit changes or even just one habit change that you can focus on for the next 30 days. Now, the third thing that you want to do is actually do one thing, and this one is very specific. One thing for personal development. And by that, I mean like one thing to grow your knowledge base or to improve a skill or to acquire a completely new skill. Okay? One of the things I've been saying on this channel all year, and I'm going to keep saying it until we get it, you are always going to be your greatest investment. Like the best investment you're ever going to make, the one that will always pay you a return, is investing in yourself, investing in your knowledge base, and investing in your expertise. I've told you guys like my story here before over and over again. It's probably sounding like a broken record, but everything I've been able to do, where I am in my career, and especially where I am financially, has really, really, really been as a result of investing in myself. It has come from a place of I have sacrificed luxuries. I have sacrificed things that people wonder like, but why would you not spend money on this thing? Or why would you not, why would you be wanting to save 4,000 every month or 5,000 every month from, your nails and hair and all that? That money will not make you wealthy. But the truth of the matter is that that little amount of money has actually been adding up and going to me paying for courses every so often. I am ever taking a course. Even as we speak right now, I'm currently taking a course. I'm ever taking a new course, increasing my knowledge base, increasing my skill set. Some of them take you even 2 weeks to finish. Some of them take you 2 months to finish. And these small courses have all added up to make me the kind of professional I am. like the kind of content creator I am, the kind of delivery I will give to my clients, whether individual clients or corporate clients, the kind of packaging that I do, because every so often I'm improving my social media pages, my services, my products. And what that does is that it makes my services and my brand overall premium, and I'm still building to that, like even a higher premium level. And what does that do? That gives me the opportunity or exposes me to even make more money. So don't let the year end before you actually invest in your own self. Like, I'm not talking about like other people. I'm not talking about even putting money in an investment. I mean, putting money or even time, because some of these personal development courses, some are even like for free. What we are saying is that I know we have 30 days, and I know you think that there's very little that you can do in 30 days, but in 30 days, you can either acquire a new skill or start the process of acquiring a new skill that will probably change the entire trajectory of your life next year only. All right? Now, I've already shared my story. You guys know what short courses and certifications have done for me and for my career, and I'm pretty much enjoying the fruits. Like, every single coin I make is because I did a coaching certification, an investment certification on top of my already existing degree. But what really has just really turboed my growth has been this demand-driven skills that I've been able to acquire to keep up with the current market trends and everything. You've heard my story, but because I really am passionate about this, guys, I know you can hear the passion in my voice. I thought to bring one of my loyal followers or subscribers who has also invested in the same way in her own skill set and in her own knowledge base. And because she was able to do that, it quite literally changed the entire trajectory of her career and even her financial situation. So I just want to kind of like chat with her for a bit, just so that you can also hear from another third party what these short courses and certifications were able to do for her career, for her financial growth, for her personal growth as a professional and as an individual. So let's hear from her before we continue to the next points. This portion of our video today is sponsored by Google Career Certificates. As you guys have just heard, I'm very passionate about upskilling and getting new skills. And today I'm joined by Lorna, who is one of my loyal subscribers. So Lorna, hi.
Very good.
How have you been? Please tell us a bit about yourself and what you do.
So my name is Lorna Mbao. I'm a data analyst, and I'm also on the pathway to qualify as an actuary.
Oh, that's amazing. You're a papers babe.
Yes.
So how did you hear about Google Career Certificates?
So I came across it on Coursera, and while on the platform, I took on the Google Data Analytics course.
Oh, that's amazing. How was the course, and how long did you take to complete it?
The course was very interactive on the platform. It took me around 2 months to complete the course.
Well, that's amazing. Are you just an overachiever? Or that's really good. Sometimes I love to talk to also other people who've done these things, because I swear by short courses, because I feel like they actually give you demand-driven skill. And I honestly believe they have actually the power of even helping you even like access better jobs and better opportunities. So maybe you can tell us, now that you did and completed the course, like what positive change or impact has that had on you as a person, your career, etc. Like did it help you get a new job? Did it help you become better? How has that impacted you? 2 months only.
So I completed the course, and a few months later, I've been able to bag a new job.
Wow.
When I did the course, I wasn't looking, let's say, to get a new job.
Yeah.
But because of this certificate, it bagged me a new job.
Oh, wow. And in your day-to-day, is it actually practical in the real job market?
Yes, it's very practical, just as it was on the platform. And it's made me very efficient and, let's say, faster at my job.
Yeah, faster at your job. Oh, that's really, really amazing. Guys, I mean, this is another person. You've had it from me. You've had it from her. These short courses actually do work. So if this hasn't convinced you, honestly, I do not know what else can convince you. So please let this be your daily reminder to actually invest in yourself. So please click the link in the description box down below to access and enroll to Google Career Certificates. Do it today. Don't procrastinate. Don't postpone. do it today. The next thing that you can do to reset your year and ensure that you achieve some of the objectives or at least finish strong is to actually make smart adjustments. What do I mean by that? To be honest, most of the goals that you set that you actually feel you failed at or you messed up are actually quite achievable. They're still within your reach to achieve them. Not this year, maybe not this year, but for 2024, they're still very much accessible to you. But you need to make adjustments to them. You need to set SMART goals. So if we are looking at SMART as an acronym, the first thing that you need to do is to actually make some of these goals specific. For example, your money goals. On this channel, we talk a lot about money. One of the things you can do, like I keep reminding people, is that money goals are not money goals unless you've specified numbers, timelines, and everything, right? So as opposed to saying, oh, next year I'm going to build an emergency fund, make the goal specific. Say something like, I am going to save 100,000 into my emergency fund for the first quarter of 2024. You see, now you can work backwards and see, okay, am I able to actually raise 100,000 for 3 months? So honestly, running your numbers, that's around 33,333. So of course, you want to look at your paycheck, you want to look at the numbers, and if it's not possible, then then you're actually able to reevaluate. So you need to make your goals specific. If you're saying, instead of saying, na next year ni mwaka yangu, this is going to be my year, ngoja tu, what exactly do you mean? Like, set specific goals. Say, I'm going to acquire, say, digital marketing skills, or I'm going to acquire social media marketing skills, or I am actually going to relocate to another country or another county, or I'm going to change jobs and start applying and revamp my CV. So be very specific about your goals. At M, your goals need to be measurable. As I've told you, ensure that you're actually saying, if it's a money goal, how much money, let's say you want to get out of debt. Don't just say, I'm going to get out of debt. Make it measurable. Say, I'm actually going to pay off 20,000 in debt for the first half of this year. That's a measurable goal. Obviously, analyze the attainability of it. That's for A, that your goals need to be attainable. Obviously, if today I decide, oh, next year I'm going to be president, honestly, I'm being delusional. So you also want to evaluate, not being pessimistic, but just evaluating like what is accessible to you in terms of resources, time, finances, so that you can actually see, is this actually attainable? And then R, you want to make it your goal relevant or even realistic. One of the rule of thumbs that I usually use to gauge whether my goals are realistic, I usually try to see if it is possible for me to break them down into small, manageable, bit-sized pieces. This is one of the things I do when I'm assisting my clients to set their goals and their 5-year strategic plan. And we literally try to break down, you're like, oh, in 5 years I'll have built my home, in 5 years I'll be debt free, in 5 years I'll have passive income. And we work backwards to actually see if we can break these goals down into small, manageable, bit-sized pieces. If you find that you are unable to break it down, like that goal is just there, but you're not able to break it down, then it is probably unrealistic. All realistic goals, you can actually be able to break them down into small, manageable, bit-sized pieces. All right? And then the last one, T, time-bound, SMART goals. T, it has to have timelines attached to it. Are you going to be attempting to do this thing forever? Some of you guys have really been, you've been letting yourself down. You've been going back to school for 7 years now. You've been trying to get debt-free for 15 years now. You've been trying to, start that business for, another 7 years now. Like, you need to actually set specific timelines for yourself. Maybe not to achieve the entire goal, but at least an aspect of that goal. So when you're now reevaluating and readjusting your 2024 goals, and some of them, I will encourage you, start in December. Start these things for this last month of the year, so that even by 2024, like, you've already kind of like conditioned your mind that we are hitting the ground running. And instead of wasting December and then wasting January because you're trying to just, gauge the temperature of the year, then, I mean, you wasted 60 days. And in 60 days, there's a lot that can change for your good, for your money, for your benefit, and all that. So Ensure that you readjust your goals and make them smart. One of the things that will do for you is that as you're working through that process, you'll probably discover that you hadn't taken enough time to think through some of these goals. And as long as you don't do proper goal setting, you can't achieve your goal. So just make adjustments. Don't give up. Don't be like, oh, this was unrealistic. Sometimes you can turn something that was unrealistic to realistic. Like, I mean, I had goals and dreams like for this year that some of which I've also not been able to achieve, but I've not completely given up on them. Some of them I just had to readjust the timeline. Some of them I just had to kind of like be realistic with myself about the financial accessibility that I currently have and be like, okay, you know what? Let me give myself one extra year for this thing. I think I overestimated my ability to meet this financial obligation this year and all that. So as you're actually doing some of these readjustments, you'll find that you'll actually finish the year very motivated as opposed to feeling discouraged and like 2023 was a fail or a waste for you. Okay? The last thing, and I feel like this is really, really, really important, to reset your year, to actually be able to finish strong and to meet some of your objectives, you need to stay accountable. And I don't just mean to yourself, I mean to also other people. You need to talk to someone that you trust. I'm not talking naysayers. I'm not talking about your friends who are jealous of you. I'm talking about someone you trust, whether that is a friend, a coach, or whatever, someone who can actually hold you accountable. Talk to someone about these changes. Maybe you decided to make some habit changes as we spoke about in the second point, or you decided that you want someone to hold you accountable with regards to impulse spending and buying. Maybe you want someone who can actually remind you every end month to deposit that amount that you committed to. Find a way to stay accountable. And I'll tell you why that is important. Because how many years have you been saying you're going to do things and you keep them to yourself? So no one knows even if you failed to do it, and you actually decided that you're going to depend on your own willpower, your own self-discipline, but then that has failed. They say that madness is actually doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Now, if you want things to be different this time around, talk to someone you trust about the changes that you have decided to make. Talk to someone about the baby steps that you've decided you would want to be held accountable. Because how many times have you depended on your own willpower, on your own ability to push yourself, and for one reason or the other, you've been unable? Surround yourself with people who can support you to actually become or access that best version of yourself. And this is one of the reasons why, for example, things like chamas work. Some people just join like chamas, like this group, investment groups, not because that they just want to be part of the group, but because in a group setting, there's that accountability. If I was by myself, no one would have known that I've not contributed the amount. But because we're in a group and we've decided we are doing this and we're contributing this X amount of money, then even on months that I would have probably cheated and not done it, I'm actually forced to do it because of accountability. And I've been doing that a lot with the close people in my life. If, for instance, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna launch a course by the end of this year, I tell the people who matter. Of course, not everyone, like the important people and the people I know who can hold me accountable. Because you know why? We're gonna meet one day and the year is almost ending, and they'll be like, you had told me you're going to launch a course. Where are you on that? Or, I've noticed you're not going to the gym. Where are you on that? Are you still, having 7 different mobile loans, or are we improving? Like people who are actually able to call you out. Because let me tell you guys, as much as we would want to surprise people with our big achievements and our big goals, so many of us are failing because we do not have that accountability. We don't have that support. We don't have that person to remind us. We don't have that person to encourage us. No matter how resilient you are as a person, mentally or otherwise, everyone needs a little encouragement. Everyone needs a little boost of morale. Everyone needs to be reminded. And this is one of the services that I actually offer my some of my clients. We do have even accountability programs. And I've seen so many people who've been trying to get out of debt and figure out their money and all that, really get out of it, not because I give them any new strategies or any new information that they didn't have before, but just because they have that support of someone reminding them, hey, have you closed your budget? Hey, have you paid this debt? Hey, Have you funded this emergency fund? Hey, how was your spending this month? Were you able to cut down on the entertainment? Oh no, what happened? What can we do next month? Like, just that constant checking in is ideally what gets you results, because there's nothing new under the sun. Some of these concepts to achieve success, whether it is in money, in your professional life, in other life aspects, I honestly do not believe that there's anything new and, unheard of that you can do that will get you from zero to hero. It is just doing the things we all know that we should do. But for some reason, we are unable to do them because we all struggle. I also struggle with consistency. And that's one of the reasons why my coaches hold me accountable. My friends who are close to me and we work together hold me accountable. So please, wacha kujaribu kutu surprise. Utaji surprise. So literally, talk to someone you trust about these goals and these habit changes, and actually ask them to hold you accountable, whether you want them to hold you accountable monthly, weekly, or get into like a group setting or an accountability group of like-minded individuals, and hold each other accountable. Because where willpower fails, where self-discipline fails, I guarantee you guys, accountability always works. As long as it's honest, it's open, it's transparent, accountability always works. All right. So I hope those 5 tips on how to reset your ear have been impactful. Guys, at the risk of sounding like a motivational speaker, I'm usually very, very passionate about one of my mission in life is to empower people to become the best version of ourselves. We weren't just born to work and, get families and then die. Like, you will, and I guarantee you will access the best version of yourself when you take, these things that motivational speakers tell us, they're realistic things, and actually apply them calmly, consistently in your life. I'm telling you, this as the year ends and as you actually approach 2024, you're actually going to start experiencing positive change. I mean, who doesn't want better jobs, better money, better self-confidence? You're getting good skills. You're in charge of your body, your relationships, and all that. Like, who does not want better? And how do you get better? By applying these seemingly small, insignificant things. If you forget anything I've said today, remember, your daily habits are going to actually become your destiny. So stop focusing on these big, scary, audacious goals and just start focusing on what you're doing on a daily basis, what your habits look like, what your routines look like, and watch yourself actually become successful and start crushing your goals. Please let me know if this video was helpful. As per usual, in case you have any questions, you can drop them in the comment down below or any comments. I really want to know. In fact, you can even let me know one thing that you actually purpose on doing in this as we get into the last month of this year. I'm very curious. Hold yourself accountable, and we are going to come back to this comment section maybe even in 2 or 3 months' time to check on whether we were actually able to change some of these habits within 21 days, maybe more, maybe less. So guys, thank you so much. I would also really like to thank Google Career Certificates for sponsoring today's video. You guys know what to do. Like the video, share it with your friends, and turn on your notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. So I'm going to see you on the next one. Stay safe.